Tina Mo, what up? What's going on? What's the word? What's the word? Precious, what's up, Precious? What's going on, family? How y'all feeling? I mean, Elevated Mindset is in the building. What's good, Elevated? What's the word? Sassy, what's up? Welcome in, Sassy. Appreciate you being here. Trisha Nicole, what's up, Trisha? What's up, Trisha? Trisha Nicole in the building. Trying to wait for a few people to pull up to the function before I get started with my live today. Yeah, hold on. Let me add my joint up here right quick. Give me a second. Need to see what's going on with the chat. Hold on. I'm just vibing out tonight. It ain't nothing too spectacular tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm just vibing out with the family today. You feel me? I ain't been live for about like a day and a half. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? Let me tap in with y'all today. What's going on? What's new? What's up though, y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How is everyone feeling? When y'all come in, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. All right, quick. Yeah, it is what it is. What's good though, chat? What's the word? How y'all feeling? What's new out here in these YouTube streets? Hold on, elevator. My bad, bro. So due to you know the vertical live stream shit, it ain't been working as planned. I figured that would be able to help people connect, but I noticed when I'm going live vertical, the links don't drop, so I gotta go live like this in order for it to work. You feel me? But it is what it is. I feel old as grandpa slippers after working out today. Tina Mo, you was working out today? Yeah. Yeah. I love how everybody is just chopping it up in the chat. I'm here watching y'all. I'm like, yo, look at them. Look at them. But yo, how y'all feeling today? So I ain't going live, right? I came across this video. I was watching this video or whatever, but I'm like, should I watch it with the fam or should I just continue to watch it by myself? It's some red pill activity going on. It's been a little minute since I've tapped in with the red pill content. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, let me see how the chat is feeling. Are they up for it tonight? You know what I'm saying? Are they up for it tonight? Tina, did you work out with Coach? Tina, you was working out with Coach? You went and worked out with Coach? Say it ain't so. Okay. Precious said, "Hey, okay." I meant when I said, "Hey, okay," I was talking to Tina Moore, whatever the case may be is. But yeah. Hey, okay. I'm assuming you up for it tonight, Trisha Nicole. Hit ahead. Listen, it is what it is. Shout outs to Tanja. What's going on, Tanja? Thank you for pulling up to the function. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is. And we ain't talking about nothing else. So I'ma just vibe out. I'ma just tap in and see what this video is about. You feel me? It's this content creator that I've been watching. Her name is Pearl. You feel me? Her name is Pearl. And she's like she's a woman, you feel me? But she's more on our side when it comes to certain things. And she had interviewed this guy or whatever that's up and coming that be talking his red pill talk. And I'm not gonna lie, like I've watched both of they content separately, but I never seen this episode where they are actually collaborating. So I thought it would be interesting or whatever the case may be. It's fantastic. What's going on? Welcome to the vibe. I appreciate you pulling up to the function. Thank you for being here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But let me see if I can actually pull this up. Hold on, give me a second, chat. Hopefully I could pull it up. In a second. You know, I'm new to this OBS thing, so whatever this is. Let me see if what's the word. Let me see if I can get this done. Okay. Is that
5, 4, 3.
Hear it, but hold on, I'm trying to get it on the screen. Video capture. I don't know why it's not popping up. Hold on, chat. I gotta look at my phone when y'all talking for now until I get this joint up and running. Oh, okay. I didn't even know y'all seen it. So it's on the why y'all see it on the screen, but then I don't see it on the thing. That's crazy. All right, now I see it. I don't like how they be trying to make a nigga look crazy, but let's tap in. Let's see what this is about.
2, 1.
So there's this clip going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question: do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no.
Because men are useless.
This headline from The Hill, it caught my eye. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
Young men have fallen faster than any demographic in America over the last 40 years.
It's a different world now. Like, we don't need men the way that they used to.
Nobody needs men!
The future is female.
Men and women are drifting further apart, and society is crumbling because of it.
A fascinating debate has broken out about the value of marriage.
You've kind of got the TradCon versus Red Pill thing.
This men's rights crowd that sometimes just goes too far the other way.
You need to stop acting like grown boys and infants and actually become men.
Marriage is a bond, and it's a sacred bond.
It's a machine designed to extract resources from you.
Now many of the red-pilled have taken the position that it's bad for men to get married.
Hannah Pearl Davis, or just Pearly Things.
One of the most controversial faces in all of the internet.
I'm not gonna lie, she surprised. This surprised me because she's actually a woman. You feel what I'm saying? So I guess I stand corrected. You know what I mean when I say, you know, it ain't no women out there that see from my perspective, because she's definitely one of them that be, you know, talking that talk. But yeah,
it goes on to say that marriage is a terrible deal for men.
Because if me and you were in a business contract, you would never sign a contract where I am paid to leave.
Gee, what could go wrong there?
74% or something of divorces are initiated by women. Men have everything to lose, primarily their own children.
Men get killed by the courts and by divorce laws.
I had no idea that courts of family law were courts of equity, not courts of law.
Because in family court, you don't need evidence to accuse someone of abuse. You need no evidence. When you guys say get married young, a lot of these men don't know what they're signing up for, and you're not going to be there when their entire life falls apart. I interview them on the other side.
I didn't meet my son until he was 15 months old.
How much did you spend trying to get him back?
On legal fees alone was about $200,000.
Before you know it, you're homeless. You're literally just thrown out onto the street.
We absolutely reinforce bad behavior from women.
Wives are taught to leave their husbands, and then daughters grow up without their fathers.
Family is the foundation of the society.
Every problem in society comes from single mother homes.
A lot of women will just chase this negative rabbit hole of happiness, endless happiness.
Feminism's biggest failures is it lies to women. We tell women to date as many guys as possible. We tell them to put off family into marriage.
You are allowed
allowed to leave your perfect husband. You are allowed to end a relationship with a really great boyfriend.
Oh, freeze your ex, have an abortion. What? You're evil.
I don't think there's anything else in life that we actually ever go into preparing to fail. Right. Like if you have the mentality of this is going to go wrong and be pessimistic, naturally the outcome is going to be that it's going to fail anyway. Yeah. It's self-sabotage.
And that's the thing, like women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
This myth that we live in an age of male privilege. Where's my male privilege?
Why you over there hitting your head for Trisha? What's the issue? Shout outs to Kayla again. I don't know if I acknowledged you when you pulled up to the function, but yeah, thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you being here.
They think, well, men have all the rights. They have all the power.
Privileged patriarchal system that we have.
Why doesn't our society care about men's rights?
I have no friends, no wife, and no social life.
Men are alone in this situation. Men are homeless. Men are thinking about eating guns.
I've seen so many men on the brink of suicide and they didn't do anything wrong.
How are you equal if the men are the ones that have to fight and die to defend the country? The men are the ones that build and maintain all the infrastructure.
Women are helplessly dependent upon men.
The so-called deaths of despair from suicide, overdose, or alcohol, 3 times higher among men than among women.
Culture is telling men you are no good.
You got to get your act together.
I think men have failed themselves.
What kind of a man are you? What kind of a woman are you going to attract?
If men are in trouble, so are women.
Everybody knows this is a huge problem, but nobody wants to admit it.
Every single woman at the table said they wanted a man.
500K,
500K, 300K, 200K.
Am I crazy?
Everything is really set up against you to fail as a man.
If men make less than women, women don't want to marry them.
So you know who wants more economically and emotionally viable men? Women.
I don't want to be an independent woman anymore.
I don't want to be a strong, independent woman.
I'm over it.
When is it going to be my turn?
Where are we meeting the men that don't stop?
I can't keep having these same conversations.
The only simp here is you, Pearl. You simp for men.
I think you simp for women.
She's a provocateur. She says stupid stuff, but Pearl is right about this.
It's already happening. It's just not out in the open yet.
Now it's just hookup culture is going to be our fairy tale ending because men don't want a wife and women can't find a husband.
The future, if everybody follows your path, is there is no future.
We go into population decline, and our economy goes into decline.
Civilization will crumble.
The American story does not end well. This is an existential crisis, failing young men.
Let's talk about it.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily. For those of you that don't know, that is our documentary trailer. So if you do want to donate, we are at, let me check, $31,967 raised. So we're trying to raise $100,000 to put together our divorce documentary. As you guys know, I have lost 3 Instagrams, 7 TikToks, and I got demonetized on YouTube last year, although I am back now. So we are raising money to finish the documentary. So if you want to donate, the link is in the description. All right, so today I have a special guest joining us for an episode of the Sit Down. So as you guys know, yesterday, we were reacting to this video of this guy just cooking. He was just cooking these 2 feminists from Canada. And I just thought, what better use of my time could it be to have him cook on an episode of the Sit Down. So welcome to the show, Jeff St. James. We are so happy to have you here.
Thank you for welcoming me.
So could you tell my audience a little bit about yourself? You're relatively new on the scene.
Yeah, I actually started this podcasting journey about 2.5 months ago. And just being myself per usual, I did not anticipate 250,000 people in the last 4 days seeing my face and hearing my voice and having hundreds of thousands of people either loving me or hating me at this point. So I'm here. I'm a licensed therapist and trained certified trauma specialist. And I've been working for over a decade in the field. And I'm repping Philadelphia.
Cool.
Okay, Philly in the
So
building.
what was it like going viral? And
what's up,
because I know
RP?
some people get kind of...
Appreciate you being here, RP.
People can handle that amount of attention in different ways. So how was it for you?
Yeah,
Q-Baby. What's
honestly,
up,
I
Q-Baby?
laughed at all the comments, good
Welcome
and
to the
bad.
vibe. I appreciate you
Apparently,
pulling up
I'm
to the
Kevin
function.
Samuels 2.0. I am gay. I hate women, and I'm a red pill therapist, is what I've been apparently now identified as. So apparently, I'm all of these things. But honestly, I don't take myself too seriously. Even me getting into this space, I wasn't looking necessarily like get famous. It was more so just bringing a slightly different perspective that I felt I wasn't really hearing in a lot of these types of conversations.
Yeah, well, you were really calm.
I don't know why every time, men say certain things, that's what they be called, gay, and say they hate women, and, they don't love their moms and all this other stuff. It's crazy. But yeah.
I was actually surprised how much they let you talk. They never, I got to learn whatever the heck you did. They never let me talk that much. They always cut me off.
You know what? I would say it's definitely the pool of the people you admire and kind of invite on at times. They're the argumentative types. These two ladies, they welcomed me. They asked me, and they came up with the topics. They came up with the questions, and I just came in and did it.
Cool. So now that you're labeled the red pill therapist, would you consider yourself red pill, and how would you personally define it?
Sure. Yeah. I never thought I'd be identified in that way, but in terms of all the ways in which people can kind of categorize me or categorize what I stand for in a lot of my arguments, sure. I think a lot of what I stand for is probably red pill. And the interesting thing is there was a point in my life when I was definitely black pill, and I've switch back over to the red pill side, and I hope to convert you and all of your black pill listeners to come back over to the slightly less dark side.
Well, okay, so you want to convert me today. We'll get to that later. So what is your opinion then on the current dating markets and intersexual dynamics between men and women?
Okay. In terms of what's going on presently and how we got here, in my last interview, I kind of mentioned that the pill and birth control, sexual liberation, women entering the workforce en masse, and social media / dating apps has really changed how we as human beings kind of see each other and the general trajectory of where we're heading as a civilization, especially in terms of Western cultures. More or less, the end result is now that women have basically delayed motherhood and marriage, increase their chances of experiencing a lot of trauma and pain from the frequent relationships that don't work through their teens and 20s and possibly 30s, and also decreasing just the overall trust in each other, men and women, as well as increasing the perspective of just wanting transactional expectations on the other side. We've now developed very false beliefs in terms of optionality of what's available. Whenever things don't just keep working out, we can give up, we can leave relationships, we can get divorced, and then that's pretty much led us to where we are declining as a civilization in terms of our birth rate. So I think that's in essence what is going on at this point.
And do you think it's because of the pill, or what do you think are the root causes behind it?
Each one of these things that I listed gave options to women that perhaps they didn't have or didn't have nearly as much as they did. Sure, in the past, women could have gotten hangers and, went in the back alley to kind of get that situation addressed. But once it became more formalized in medical settings, it made their ability to be able to delay a lot of things that were typically done earlier for women and throughout human history. They said, I can wait till my late 20s. I can wait till my 30s to do this now. And simultaneously, I can now have sex and choose my suitor. So that was one way in which they kind of opened up the door for women specifically to start to approach dating and marriage differently. Then when you had the sexual liberation movement, they were convinced that trying to do life like men, especially sexually, was going to have all of these significant benefits. The consequence, unfortunately, is not only was it a rise and increase in STDs, a rise and increase in single mother households, but also probably a significant degree of dissatisfaction with women when it comes to their ability to be able to pair bond, their ability to remain satisfied, and always the comparisons of what's next or who's next or who could be better. So yeah, I think that, many of these, and then of course we can't forget the social media and dating apps. It's just, it's convinced a generation of women specifically in the West that there's always a better alternative. There's always a best option. And that with the influx of the likes, the influx of the comments, the influx of men in their DMs, they're convinced that because there's so many of these men that want me, that I have all these options. And the reality is they wouldn't sleep with most of those men. They wouldn't be in relationships with most of those men. But they've, in essence, kind of conflated all this attention I get on the outside with the reality of how few men I actually want and can actually end up with.
I think it almost reveals women don't like men as much as we originally thought. Would you agree with that, or do you disagree?
Now, for those who just tuned in, you know what I mean? Usually when I do reaction videos, this is my first time watching a video as well. I like watching it in real time for the first time with you guys. So if I'm sitting here and I'm tuned in, that's because I'm listening and I'm watching it because I never seen it before too. And you know what I mean? Like, while they talking, we gonna discuss things, but I want y'all to let me know how y'all feel in the comments. You know what I'm saying? I put a link in the description. You feel me? I pinned it in the comment section, so when things get real topicy, you feel what I'm saying? Pause. You know, y'all gonna have the opportunity to call in as well. But yeah.
This is a tough one.
Because it's like the second you're like, do you want to kill their kids? They're like, yup. They're like, the second they're like, do you want to leave your husbands? They're like, yup. The second they're like, do you want to be moms? Do you guys want to wait? They're like, let me wait as long as possible. You know, they say like revealed preferences versus stated preferences. So like people say they want things, but if you look at like their actions, it's not like, it's like the fat friend you keep taking to the gym. And they're like, I want to lose weight. And you're like, all right, come to the gym.
Earl, first of all, you know I got a job, right? So I'm gonna try to keep it. Well, what I would say in response to that, believe it or not, is that I do agree that with optionality, people's natures have definitely been revealed much more clearly. But with that said, I don't know if I was a woman and I had this many options and the ability to get so much attention so early and so often that I wouldn't have potentially adopted much of that mindset too if I were in their shoes for at least a season. The issue is actually not simply that it's revealed that women have the capacity to be just as grimy as men in some respects. It also revealed that I think they saw something. It revealed something in women that I don't think most men factored in.
It was
Stash, I have it. Yeah, so send it to me. Corey, I'll definitely tap in with it. I think you're supposed to send it to me a little while back, but you know what I mean? Yeah, send that to me. I'll tap into it.
a secret before. Women could just say like that. Oh, that was the women today. The past, we weren't like that. And I'm like, yeah, grandma, because there's no smartphones. Like, come on.
Yeah. I don't buy that women, and that's the thing. This is the difference. I think the only difference between women today and women of the past is cameras, social media, and the ability for us to see it more readily available. I think women have always done what they wanted to do and pick their best option that they thought they can get in terms of a spouse. Very quickly might move on if a guy wasn't the right fit. I think female dating strategies by default is definitely different than men's. And I don't think that changed as much as it probably got exacerbated with all these things that I mentioned.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing I think you said that I might have a different opinion on, I don't think, I think you said women are...
We have a new person in the chat, Eva Rodriguez. Thank you for pulling up to the vibe. I appreciate you being here. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel and, welcome yourself into the community. All my mods, welcome in. Eva Rodriguez, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for being here again.
Like, traumatized from sleeping around? I don't really. I think it's just like a get out of jail free card they use later.
Welcome to the vibe.
I'm like, you did not look traumatized when you were like hanging out with Tyrone, Chad, Gavin. You seem fine.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna like cry later. But I think it's just so they can get a husband, because like obviously they can't be like, oh, I really enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun. So,
yeah. Well, as a trauma, sorry to cut you off. As a trauma therapist, I actually know what trauma is. So it's very fascinating to see women and people specifically that overuse trauma, and everybody that I was with in the past as a narcissist, like, actually know what these terms mean and know how to measure them. So when I mean it, what I actually mean is that, yeah, they actually increase their chances to experience trauma because you keep dealing with so many men who you haven't probably vetted properly. So yeah, but a lot of times when they're using those words, it's not actually applying to the case.
No, they don't want to vet them properly. You know what I mean? You just want six-pack abs.
Yo, the way she talks
okay, so tell me what you mean by qualified and unqualified men.
So yeah, in my last interview with the ladies at Sharing My Truth podcast, I had mentioned that there were men that were considered qualified and there were men that were considered unqualified, and that their experiences with women tends to be radically different. The men that I would say are qualified are typically men that have good to great income. They meet a certain height requirement, typically 6 feet or above. They're in fairly decent shape. Fairly charismatic, confident, desired by multiple women, and respected by multiple men. Those are the men that I would say, and most people would kind of identify as quote unquote qualified to have options with women, to be able to push off commitment, to be able to sleep with multiple women simultaneously at the same time and never have to lead towards marriage. These are the quote unquote men that qualify to get access to women's sex, softness, love, intimacy, etc. Whereas the men that are quote unquote unqualified, they're usually missing multiple of those check boxes, if not all of them.
How do y'all feel about that, chat? You feel me? Like, is he correct? Did what he just state is true? Like, how do y'all feel about what he just said in the chat? Let me know.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Where would you put men, like, because there's certain men in just certain environments where they're broke, but they get a lot of women. Like, you know how it is, the salsa instructor.
That's a fact. It's a lot of brokies out here that be pulling them. You feel what I'm saying? They be definitely getting the women. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good question, Pearl. Let me see what he gonna say with that.
Or like the club promoter, you know what I mean? Where would you put them as qualified or unqualified if like they don't have the money, but they still get women? You know, the bartender in LA, they got all the actors. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, for men that don't check off all the boxes, you typically have to be exceptional at least one or two.
Okay.
So the men that are unqualified are pretty much not doing anything in any of these areas significant to like kind of stand out. So for instance, the guy that's really, really tall and is like pretty charismatic and has nothing else of the things I kind of listed, he'll do well. Because he's exceptionally tall and he knows he's a good talker, right? So we see it. Whereas the guys who can't talk to women, the guys who are not that tall, the guys that don't make any money, the more it gets to a point where she either friend zones you or doesn't even acknowledge you.
Yeah. You ever meet a guy that gets girls to pay his rent? I've seen that.
Oh, I'm jealous of them guys, man. Jealous of them.
Which they lie a lot. Who lies a lot? The tall men. You know what I'm saying? The tall men and stuff that he was talking about. He is to an extent, but he's nuts all around. Is that like why you say that, Sassy? What makes you say that? It be the I don't even know what emoji that is. And finessing women egos. You think men be finessing? Wait, you think men be finessing women egos? That's crazy. It's either charisma or the illusion of power / influence. But like y'all feel like men really have that much power? Like men that don't have money, they lie a lot. Oh, that's the me. Oh, okay. It be the me. I had to go back. Pause. That's crazy. Yo, that's what it be. I got you. Nah, I'm dead. You just took me out.
Can you talk more about attraction triggers and define what they are?
Yeah, so they're different, obviously on an individual by individual level. But the things that I just listed are typically from the female side. Typically, some of the key cues that they're looking for. So, from an attraction trigger perspective, women typically don't want to get with the guy that they can't sense that other women also think is attractive. So,
is that true though? Like, because I've heard that, you know, women would rather a man that other women is attracted to rather than the ones they not attracted to. Like, is that true? You feel me? Like, and if you know what, I'm not gonna even say what I want to say after that because I'm not gonna even give y'all the answer to what it is I want to say. But yeah, I need to know if that's true. They will make you think that they are so busy, and a woman will give him a chance and hope he's who he say he is. Yeah, that's crazy. Not me. I like all my own ish. Trisha said true, but so now when you get a man that all the other women like, do y'all feel like? Hold on, what Elevator said? I think that's true. Women are always in competition with each other, but why? And then when all the women is on that type of person, you get the cattiness, like the why that chick is all on your piece and all this other stuff. Like that's crazy.
The problem that we're kind of having in terms of like this whole topic and this discussion that's going on, when you think about it, is like these women are only picking men that they believe other women want and trying to ensure and guarantee that that guy is going to be monogamous and with them for the rest of their lives. So their attraction triggers are putting them in a small pool, dealing with a small pool of men that they're often being disappointed with as a result. Whereas on the flip side with men, many of their attraction triggers, a lot of women confuse that because they assume that they would be the same. Oh, I make so much money. I make this much money. I have this degree. I got my car. I got this. I got that. None of those things apply to men, especially men that have those things. So men, many of our attraction triggers are softness, femininity, nurturing, the desire to potentially start a family, a willingness to be able to listen and learn from him and not feel like she has to constantly lead or dominate. Those are a lot of the things that men are typically looking for and particularly attracted to. So for whatever reason, it seems like a lot of men aren't checking off the boxes in terms of attraction triggers that women are typically looking for. And unfortunately in the West, that's probably true to an extent because a lot of the women, unfortunately, in this country and in Canada and in UK and in Australia and other Western countries, they don't desire the need to develop those things that men are attracted to. They just project what they want onto the man and expect him to expect the same from them.
You know what's interesting? Because I've interviewed 1,000 women on my show. And the women that I met that I would say had the highest femininity, there's always like a reason. There's always a but. Like it was very necessary. Like they either highly struggled with weight or had children. So it seemed like it was kind of made out of like necessity. And I was in London, so I was interviewing women from all over the world. But I would find if there was ever like really, really high femininity, there would always be a catch. Is that what you've seen? Is that what you've seen? Man. Or maybe you've seen other things.
It's a mix. It's a mix. So sometimes it's actually because of religious upbringing and them being very sheltered and still sheltered. Mm-hmm. Because typically, and you'll see it, and you've probably talked about it on your show, there's definitely instances where they had a great father that was very caring and very protective, and, you know, before you knew it, they ended up, you know, going to college and all of that went out the window, right? So, yeah, sometimes life humbles them. Sometimes it's because of their background and what they're still remaining in. I definitely agree that it's rarer to find in Western countries for sure. But I've also experienced women who tend to stay to themselves and are not really in the mix. And I don't want to say that they're female loners, but they normally won't catch the eye of most men unless they just happen to be in the same proximity.
Yeah.
Hold on, what y'all saying in the chat? Hold on. instinctively, I can't even pronounce that word. She chooses what she believes will make the best partners. Other women attract to a man is like an advertisement that causes that woman to become intrigued. Okay, I wouldn't want no other woman's man. I'm good. I'd rather not with competition. That man can go that way. Once again, I'm Spring General. Do you know? What you mean, you Spring General? What you mean, Trisha? LRV, awesome. No one really want to be next to Shrek in public. That's crazy. Not Shrek. I've seen hundreds of women want a man, then other women. Wait, hold on. I've seen hundreds of women want a man, then that other woman wanted, and they were throwing singles while eating barbecue wings. I'm dead. It's what men think they know about a woman instead of asking or getting to know her. Also, I never understood why guys ask other guys about women. Women and men are different. I feel like a lot of times because women won't be honest with the man. You feel me? They'll say, like, for example, you'll ask a woman how many bodies she has. For example, I'm just throwing it out there. And she'll be like, I only got 6 bodies, 7 bodies, 8 bodies, knowing that she got like 200 bodies. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a lot of times it's men that just have the experience with, women. You know what I mean? That let other men know, like, yo, just be careful. Feel what I'm saying? Lafita said, ask me. Facts. Stop being delusional. Hello, Stash. Norman, welcome to the Vibe. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Good to see you live. Yes. I usually have the chat room open, but, I figured I'd show my face today. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for being here. I appreciate you. But some men are becoming women and women becoming men. So that part. No argument there, Fantastic. I definitely agree with that. I'm speaking in general. The real you, my friend Stash. Yes, this is the real Stash Cash, you know what I mean, in full effect. You feel what I'm saying? No picture. Men not honest. Yeah, men is not honest, but women ain't honest neither. You feel what I'm saying? So, I had a lot of guy friends just to know and understand the man. Okay, yes, we will. Most of us tell the truth. Most of y'all tell the truth. Are you sure about that, Lafita? Are you sure most of y'all tell it? I don't think most of y'all tell the truth. I won't. There's some of y'all that tell the truth, but most, it's crazy. Women don't know what they want. They'll describe a perfect guy, then when she get home, she's bored and cheats on him. That's definitely that's a valid point, Elevated. I've seen it. You feel me? I've definitely seen it. I always have this saying of, enough is never enough when it comes to certain type of women. You feel me? You could be the best type of man, and it's always going to be something. You feel what I'm saying? But, yeah, we're cutting that number in half, and y'all know that. But this is the thing. Why lie? You feel me? And this is the thing, too. I'm gonna tap in with that, right? Because a lot of times we have conversations about, why is it that, when men sleep with other women, you feel what I'm saying? It's okay, but when women sleep with a lot of men, it's a problem. You feel me? Like, you gotta understand this, right? Like, as a woman, you feel me? Like, the most precious thing I feel like a woman have is her what can I say? Her, like, her dignity. You feel what I'm saying? If you've been ran through by a whole, lot of different men, your value low key go down because, you know what I mean? In the back of that man's mind, it's like, we invest. And when I say we invest, not saying women don't invest, but I'm talking about like our money, our time, our resources, sometimes even our life. We got to protect you and all that type of thing. It's different type of investments that a man have to invest in a woman. So, you know what I mean? Like, imagine, a man just, your man sleeping with you, but in the back of his mind, he like, why am I doing this with this person? Knowing like she got ran through. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just the value of that whole situation is crazy. But I say all that to say, I feel like y'all know that too. You feel me? Because if you ask a man, like, not for nothing, if a woman asks a man, like, how many bodies you got? Like, a man ain't gonna lie. He probably, yo, I got a lot. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I can't tell you how many bodies I got. Like, I don't know. You feel me? Because, you know what I mean? He probably was doing his thing. You feel me? But a woman will never tell you how much, you feel me, bodies she got. And my question is why? You feel me? Why, as a woman, you feel me? If it's okay, if, you know what I mean, if men do it, you know, if us men could do it and a woman could, like, it should be okay, right? Tell us how many bodies you have and be honest. But y'all know in the back of y'all mind, they like, nah, I'm not telling this person how many bodies I got. That joint gonna make me look crazy. Why will it make you look crazy? But I'm just saying. Yeah. Let's tap back in.
Of the men that you said are like able to cheat, in your experience, what percent do? So not what you've read, not what you've seen.
Hold on, my fault. Tina said, women don't tell you who they want with their words. She says it with their actions. I agree. Okay. I'm too honest. They say, when you give me what I want, we're both happy. I don't invest my time in anything or anyone that's going to waste my time. We would never be proud to say that. But this is the thing, Lafita, right? How can I say? Ask a man, you feel me? Ask a man, yo, how many bodies you got? You ain't gonna ever hear a man say, I'm not proud to tell you how many bodies I got. I mean, you feel me? How many women I slept with. You feel me? Like, we ain't gonna say that. But that's the difference. It's like, that's the difference. So why, as a woman, like, if a man could do it, you know what I mean? And y'all say y'all could do it, why can't y'all be honest? You feel what I'm saying? Like, why would we and we're why would we and we're designed to be kept that? That's why. Wait, I don't understand what you're saying. What's up, Lorianne? Thank you for pulling up to the vibe. I appreciate you being here. Laughing my ass off. All the men I asked lost count how many bodies they got. Yo, that's Precious. That's what I'm saying. Like, but at least the men you ask, they ain't ashamed to say it. Yo, I lost count. It is what it is. You ain't gonna see no man be like, yeah, I don't want to tell you how many bodies I got. Like, that's secret. Like, what? You feel me? At that point, who is really judgmental, the woman or the man in that scenario? The man is gonna be more judgmental in that scenario when it comes to how many bodies that person got, because that's the person that they could potentially be invested in. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I've never met a man that wants to know. Lafita, you think he don't want to know. Yeah, every man wants to know, but, you know, men just know not to ask because we know women. You feel me? We know it's like it's certain things men know not to ask. You know, don't ask a woman her body count. Don't ask a woman her age. You feel me? Like, it's certain things. It's like men be wanting to know, but we be like, you know, to prevent the nagging, we let it fly. What's up, Truth Speaker? 40, 50-ish. Still driving and listening. Thank you for still being here, Q baby. I appreciate it. Hold on. I gotta tap back in with everybody. Give me a second. I've never heard a count from a man, so no one is providing the tea. Mimi, ask a man. You feel me? Ask him and see what his answer is. See if he gives you something where, just see if he'll be ashamed or he'll keep it a stack and be like, yo, like, he'll tell you the number, or he'll be like, he forgot. He can't count. You feel me? That's the two answers. I'm not judging, and I don't care about body count. And it is certain men out there, real odds and even, that said he's not judging and he don't care. You feel what I'm saying? But it is some men that's going to be asking. Facts, Cash, and very judgmental for real. It is what it is, Gigi. It is what it is. Stash, that's the reason I date women that are from other areas far from where I'm from. That was another conversation we had too, as far as with like women having a past, and like if let's say if your woman was a was a hoe in one place. It was a situation where somebody was like, you know what I mean? She would have to move somewhere else where nobody don't know her. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but then with a man, it's different because look at what we was talking about in the beginning of the live. We was like, yo, women want men that other women want. You feel what I'm saying? That is something with that. You feel me? It's crazy. You feel me? But then when it's the shoe is on the foot, it's a different story. Facts, real odds, never exactly. I bet some men got a book or a journal with body count. Listen, I'm sure they do. You feel me? I wish I had yo, you know what I tried one time? I tried to write down a list of, you know, all the women that I slept with just to see if I could remember, but I couldn't remember. You feel me? Like, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Get online, like in your personal, what you've seen in real life.
If I had to put a genuine, true number on it, I would think 30 to 40% of men probably have cheated. And this is going to be one of the first shocking things I'm going to say on your show. I think women cheat far more.
Facts.
Far more. They're
Facts.
better cheaters.
If y'all don't think women cheat more than men, yo, I ain't gonna even go guilt because there's a lot of women in the chat, so I know y'all gonna probably chew me up. But women definitely cheats more than men. Definitely cheat more than men for a fact.
The more secretive about it, they don't get the same punishments for doing it like men will. So yeah, and even when they do cheat and they admit it to each other, they don't view their cheating the same way they view men's cheating. So this is why they...
Hold on. Let me see. Lafita said, I don't want that kind of man. I want to see something in him that no one else sees. I like fine men that look at, but men can be average looking, but his ass better be smart. Okay, Lafita, I hear you. Stash, how can a man truly understand a woman? How can a man truly understand a woman? A man can't really truly understand a woman. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what a man got to do is pay attention. You feel me? It's certain actions and traits that a woman have that, you know, a man just have to move accordingly, and a man has to be, you know, observative. I don't know if I'm saying that word, but he got to observe how she is. You feel what I'm saying? And move accordingly. You know what I mean? But to say, how can a man really know a woman? You can't really know a woman the same way a woman can't really know a man. You feel me? So, yeah, that's what I heard from my husband. What you heard from your husband, Norman? Both sides cheats. Women just know how to hide it better. This is the thing, though, real odds. Women don't know how to hide it better. You feel me? It's with women, it's more of a it's the man. You feel me? The man know how the men knows how to hold things down. You feel what I'm saying? So a woman could be in a relationship and a man could know that woman is in a relationship and hold it down. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, that person won't ever know. Where on the other side, women don't necessarily know how to hold it down. They feelings start getting involved. You know what I mean? Things start getting real messy. And yeah, it could get ugly. You feel me? So to say women knows how to cheat better, it's not that. A woman could be like, yo, if you say something, don't think you won't be getting any of this cat again. And a man would be like, all right, bet, I ain't gonna say nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Does that mean that she's cheating better? Nah. I don't think so. Ask questions, learn her, and life will be great. It's chess, not checkers. Shout outs to Lala for pulling up to the function. I appreciate you being here. I'm sorry I missed you on the walk-in. Big Boss Lady T, you too. Welcome to the vibe. I appreciate y'all being here. Hold on. What was the last thing? There's a lot going on in the chat right now. My fault. Stash, men and women cheat. We can't say who really cheat more. Big Boss Lady T, listen. Women cheat more. I'm standing on business. Women cheat more. Respectfully. Stash Cash or chat. GP on the tube. Thank you for pulling up to the function. I appreciate you being here. Good content. Thank you, my good brother. I appreciate you. I'm not bringing that chaos in my home. Listen, you'll be surprised. You won't, but somebody else definitely will. Let me chill because the red pill is about to put on a show. Yo, elevator, pull up to the function. Pull up to the function. Yeah. He said woman is good hiding secrets. Yep, that's a fact. That's a fact, Norman. Men feelings get involved. It does, but not to the extent of a woman. You feel me? Not to an extent of if you was to measure up a woman's emotional feelings with a man, two totally different things. Shout outs to my man C Life for pulling up to the function. I appreciate you being here. Shout outs to Juicy Lala. Appreciate you being here. Let's tap back into the video.
And still remain friends with homegirls that they knew were doing all this stuff on the side. Whereas for a man to do it, they have to destroy his entire life and character and legacy as a result. So yeah, and this is the other thing. When you're a guy that other women, when you're younger, older, that's pretty attractive enough to kind of be around women enough, you'll be the guy that they're cheating with. And you'll start to be like, oh my gosh, like this, how common is this? And you always feel bad and you're like, man, I hope I'm never that guy. And you learn like these guys will never know. A lot of these guys would never, ever, ever know. So I absolutely think that probably 30 to 40% of men cheat or have cheated. And I think that number is probably 50 to 60% of women. And I'm honestly probably being conservative when I say that.
Yeah, and that doesn't include like messages and like I'm assuming you're just limiting it to physical cheating, right?
Yeah.
Like if you included women having like a work husband or something else, it would probably be even 80 or 90%.
Listen, I don't know about 80, 90%, but what I have observed is that there are other things that I've seen the double standard when the things that they will go off on a man for in terms of cheating or looking for attention and validation outside the relationship, they have no problem receiving it on their end. If they see that their man, their boyfriend, their husband is liking another woman's picture, they will freak out. But the idea of them making their profile private, they're like, why would I do that? He's controlling.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So they just see these things like totally different. Like people liking their bikini pictures that are not women, they just is like, that's just normal. But him liking a woman who's half naked or in a bikini, it's a problem.
Why is that? Because I've heard of those scenarios as well. You feel me? Like, why is it when a woman, takes a picture in a bikini and everything like that, and her man would be like, yo, why you wearing that? You feel me? Like, don't be wearing that, taking pictures and all. They be like, you controlling. You feel me? But when a shoe is on the other foot and they see their man liking a picture of a woman with her bikini and things on it, it's like a problem. You feel me? So you see the double standards there. It's like it don't make no sense.
So I don't think that they typically see their cheating and they're seeking validation outside the relationship in quite the same way. So that's why I actually think the numbers are somewhat skewed to be a little bit higher.
And in your experience, who's more likely to forgive cheating, men or women?
That's a good question. Chat. Before he answer this question, and I'm going to stop it right here because I want to see what y'all going to say. Right in the chat, who's more forgiving in a relationship if somebody cheats? A woman or a man? I need to see the answers in the chat before I continue with this video. Woman. I need to see, like, it gotta be, come on, y'all. Women. Shout outs to all the women in the chat right now. Y'all pulled up to the function heavy. You know what? Because look, this is my take, right? I want to say women, right? My answer is also women. But you know it's a but. You know it's a but. My thing is this, right? Women will stick around until it's their time to shine. You feel me? So they not really forgiving. It's like, all right, nigga, you cheated? Okay, I'ma stay. But just know, you know, it's on. You feel what I'm saying? I'ma get you back. So in that case, is that really forgiving? Is that really forgiving? I don't know. Hold on, men will have a heart attack and vortex. And vortex will open up and hell gets to a different universe. Nah, real Oz, yo, you is crazy, bro. Nah, yo, I am weak. What Trisha said, payback is a bitch. So this is what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying. Is it really forgiven? Have you making it up to her just for her to do you dirty? That's a fact. Like and that's the messed up part. They will definitely have you making it up. Oh, baby, I'm sorry I got you. I'm going to buy you this new bag and new thing. And they going to take all that and then still go out and be like, nigga, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit you just bought me. I'm still about to go get mines. You heard? But let's see what he's going to say. Let's see what he's going to say.
Women, but I think women and men are in similar territory with that. I think it's only the men who aren't operating from a scarcity mindset that have no problem with being like, get out. I'm good. I will never see or talk to you again. Only the men that know that they can easily replace her typically will do that. Most men, if they know, you know, it's going to be very difficult to replace her, I have all this other stuff going on, they'll just kind of endure and try to go to therapy and try to work it out. Whereas a lot of women, despite the horrible stats in terms of how much they initiate breakups and divorces, oftentimes it's not after the first time. It's usually after repeated offenses that they eventually get to that point where they get jaded, they change their feelings, and then they start planning their escape when the whole guy thinks that we've moved on from it.
I think that and I want to see if you agree, I think there's alpha.
Shout outs to Harlem Tay. What's going on? My aunt pulled up to the function. What's good, homie? Hope all is well. Thank you for pulling up to the function. I appreciate you being here. Let me see. Once a woman has mentally checked out, it's a wrap. I feel like I don't know nothing about cheating. Corey, Q baby. So you telling me you never cheated? You never cheated, Corey. You never cheated? All right. Woman is more forgiving as of my observation to my mother who was left behind for decades, and yet when my dad came back room, other woman with 4 kids, yet my mother accepted him and forgave him. Yo, shout outs to your mother, Norman. That's tough. That's tough. You feel me? My husband has passed away and I still fuss. I'm not laughing at I'm not laughing at your husband passing away. I'm laughing at the I still fuss part. Yo, Boss Lady T, you crazy. No, we eat together. Q, cut it out. That's what I'm saying. See, life, like, why is she over there playing? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you never cheated. Like, you never cheated? Come on. Get the fuck out of here, Corey. When probably do it until it after, hold on. When probably do it until after multiple chances, but that's just my view with people around me. Okay. Commander Alpha Turkey, Lady T, that's sad but understandable. Yeah. Shout outs to Commander Alpha Turkey. If you haven't done so already, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I know I've seen you in the chat before, but I don't think I told you to subscribe. But if you are, I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the vibe. Thank you for being here. They call thing don't work. The call thing don't work. Yeah, it works. It's in the the pen. You gotta tap into the link that I pinned in the comment section, homie. Commander, just let me know when you hold on. Now I gotta pay attention to the thing just in case somebody call, because I think they trying to call and I don't see it on my thing. So give me a second. Amanda, yes, never will I forgive someone cheating, but I would take everything he owned and I own with me. God damn. See, that's the scary part. You feel me? Like, why you want to take everything he owns, Sassy? Like, why you want to take everything that man owns? Why? But when men realizes his wrong, he will come back. That's a fact. That's a fact. A woman will feel like shit, like she got hit by a bus, but when it happens to man, he feels like he got hit by a plane. Yeah, you right. I could roll with that. Oh, that's crazy. Yes, I called my mom Marta. I tried once, but got caught. Q never been caught. That's what it was, right? That's a fact. A lot of hold on, my fault. Cheating is not every woman's makeup. That's a fact. Nah, never. LOL. I'd be scared to cheat. I can't lie right. Yo, Corey, I think you capping, bro. Like, I think you capping. Hold on, we gotta call in. I don't know who's calling, but let's see who's calling in. Thanks for calling. Welcome to the Vibe. Who I'm talking to? Hello?
You hear me?
Yo, what's up, homie?
Okay, so I want to talk about the part when you was talking about the bodies.
Okay. Turn me down on the other side so I won't hear myself through your phone.
Wait, hold on. I'm echoing?
Yeah. Nah, you not. I just heard myself in the background because I think you playing me from a different device.
Oh, because I got you on my TV too. Hold
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
let me take you off.
I hear myself.
That's better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. When you were talking about the bodies and you were saying how women should be truthful on how many bodies they have.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is why? Why do men need to know how many bodies a woman have when you just said it lowers they what?
They standards.
They standards. Like why? Why you have to know that?
This is the thing. We don't have to know that. You feel what I'm saying? What I stated was a lot of times women be like, yo, if a man can sleep with multiple women, why can't a woman sleep with multiple men? You feel what I'm saying? So when I was explaining that situation, I said what I said, but I also brought that example of women know, you feel me, what it is. This is why they don't be wanting to tell how many bodies they have. And I used the example of if you ask a man how many bodies he have, he ain't going to be scared to tell you. He'll probably be like, yo, I'm not going to lie. I don't even know how many bodies I got. You feel me? I didn't keep up. But a woman would try to hide it. And my question was, if everything is supposed to be so equal and, you know, if I could do it, you could do it. You know what I mean? If I could be honest about my answer and me forgetting, why can't a woman be why can't a woman be honest with her answer? Why it got to be a secret?
My thing is this. Why is that even a conversation?
It's not.
The conversation should be, what's your test results?
That's part
the
too.
Conversation.
That's another part.
Because everything, I feel like once you hit a certain age, it gets to the point where, okay, I know you had somebody before me. Same here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be safe and do it as that, because y'all be wanting super freaks, but you want them to be fucking virgins. Explain that.
We don't want super freaks and virgins.
Y'all want super freaks. That's what Gucci said. She's a very freaky girl. Y'all
she
be
get it from her mama.
Exactly. But then y'all be wanting fucking Mother Teresa. Like, which one do y'all fucking want? Y'all can't have both. Mother Teresa don't do what freaky girl do.
I'm fucking
figure it out. Like, stop talking about fucking bodies. It defeats the purpose if you over 30.
Listen, as far as with men, that's not a conversation we usually go in. We're not gonna sit here and be like, yo, how many bodies you got? Like, what I was doing, I was using it as an example. You feel me? Of, you know,
okay, I didn't.
Not saying, I ain't say it in a way where it's like, yo, that's a conversation we gonna have. I said it in a way where it's like, come on, women know you know, it's certain things men could do that women can't. Same thing as certain things women could do that men can't. You feel me? But I just happen to use that analogy, that example of if y'all didn't know, y'all wouldn't be scared to answer that question because a man ain't scared to answer that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So that's where I came at with it.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know.
No, before you get off though, yo, listen, shout outs to Harlem Tay for calling in. If y'all not subscribed, make sure y'all tap in with Harlem Tay. You feel me?
Hi them.
You know what I mean? Talk to them for a little quick second. Let them know your YouTube. Let them know your YouTube, girl.
Just shouting me out.
Yo, this is my aunt. This is my aunt, by the way, yo. She's a good, dope content creator. Make sure y'all tap in with her. I knew you was gonna call in and start some stuff too.
I'm starting some stuff. I'm just trying to create conversation because certain things you say, I be like, oh, nah. He got a call thing, I'm calling. Oh, he ain't picking up because he already know. I was like, oh, he dodging it.
I was not dodging it.
He see my comment, he ain't even saying nothing. I was like, I'm going to keep calling till he fucking pick up because I ain't playing with him.
Shout out to Harlem Tay, yo. Thank you for calling, Auntie. I love you.
All right, love you too.
All right,
talk to you later.
All right. Nah, that's bad funny. Shout outs to Harlem Tay for pulling up to the function. But yeah. Let's tap back into the rest of the video. Let's see what they talking about.
On beta cheating. There's women that get cheated on by guys with options, and they'll usually stick it out, but there's nothing worse than a woman getting cheated on by a guy who she thinks can't. Those are like the biggest crash outs I've seen. And I want to know if you agree or disagree.
Well, I never described it or conceptualized it in that way. But now that I think about it, it does make sense that there seems to. Why is it that so many of her exes that are the cheaters and the abusers, she'll go through all this stuff with these guys, and then it's the guy that's the good guy, one infraction, and he's gone. She's done.
Yes.
So I didn't describe it in that way. I think I'm gonna steal that from her.
It's like Jeff Bezos' wife, like, cause she, like, obviously. You know, when they got together, he was like the nerdy kid. You know, and now he's cheating. She's like, no. Because she doesn't see who he is now. Like, she doesn't see who he is now. Like, she still sees the guy she, like, started with. I don't know.
Is the woman he's with now, is that his first wife or is this his second wife?
No, this is the second. He cheated on his first wife with her.
Oh, okay.
Shout outs to my man, Are You Locked In, for pulling up to the function. Chip, welcome in, my man Damo, straight go. Shout outs to my man Damo. He finally got monetized. I see you doing big things over there, Play. I'm trying to get like you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout outs to y'all. Thank you for pulling up to the function. I appreciate y'all being here.
So the second wife, the only image I have of her, forgive me for this, but like it was when they were on a red carpet and Leonardo DiCaprio was standing in front of the two of them. And seeing her face marveling at this man in front of her boyfriend/husband was like fascinating to me. And I'm like, he is a billionaire and she's still gawking at this other dude. I'm like, oh, ain't none of us safe, man.
That woman has to be studied. Like,
like it's just Will Smith, Jeff Bezos, Steph Curry. It just doesn't seem to matter how high a guy gets. A woman will humble him by accident. Sometimes. It's amazing to see.
No, if you look at the last wife's dating history, it's like had a kid with an NFL player, then broke up with him, married 100 million, then broke up with him and married a billionaire. And I'm like, she still has the ability to secure rings even though she has 2 different baby daddies and she's like 55.
Listen, she collected them rings like Infinity Stones.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, you know what? There's some women that you don't know what the hell they got because they're clearly, she must gluck or something. I don't know.
She got that thing on. That's all I know. She got that thing.
I don't know. Okay, so the next topic we're going to talk about is passport bros. What is your opinion on men that go overseas to date? Do you think that's a good idea, a bad idea? What's your general take on it?
I'm actually, believe it or not, fairly neutral because first of all, these are grown men that can do whatever they want with their money and their time and their energy. But with that said, I want men that are doing it to be very intentional and cautious with the countries that they're doing that in. Because a lot of times when men put themselves in these situations, I know that men are going for all hosts of different reasons. Some to find a feminine woman who they can build a life and family with. Some because they just want to do sexual tourism. Some just for the sake of being able to have fun during trips. I get the whole nine, right? All these different reasons and rationales and justifications for doing it. Cool. My issue and concern is twofold. One, men have to recognize that what do you think the men that are in some of these countries, especially the countries where your dollar goes further, how do these men feel about you? And you have to be cautious as more and more men that are coming from your area are doing the same thing. These men will start to get more tribal and possessive about seeing all of these foreigners coming into their territory. It's almost like a sexual form of gentrification. Like it's a thing where people start seeing you creeping in, and you could actually start putting yourself a little bit at risk. So make sure that you're kind of being safe with the areas and environments that you're doing and putting yourself in. And then number two, although it's fine to do that, and it is what it is, I do wonder if there's men that haven't figured out how to get some of the experiences that they're getting over there back here. My issue is like, I'm in the camp that like I've learned that if you can talk to the most beautiful women in one country, you can effectively do it everywhere.
What Mimi said, heck no. Hold on, what Mimi said? Mimi said, heck no. For overseas, they just get abused for benefits. Seen it happen too many times while in the military. Really? Listen, you probably could let us know a little bit more about that shit. I don't know how they. This is why I'm over here. I'm just listening, because when you start talking, that I'm like, I don't know how things are overseas. So it's like I really don't have that much of a say so. But shout outs to Faith for pulling up to the function. Shout outs to Aisha for pulling up to the function. I appreciate y'all being here. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I got some bad news, yo. I just looked at my camera, and my camera says it's on 5%. So you know what that means. That means it's time for me to like wrap this up, because the camera's going to wrap it up itself. You feel what I'm saying? But I appreciate the talk. I appreciate the vibe. I appreciate y'all pulling up to the function and just chilling with me. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to start doing this a little bit more often. I was doing this early on in my YouTube journey, where I had these type of conversations, but I stopped a little bit and, went a different route. But I think this is good. This is good conversation. You know what I mean? Y'all stuck around. Y'all vibed out with me. And as far as with Corey, Q Baby, let me know. Send me that video that you said you wanted me to check out, because I definitely tap in and check it out and see what it's about. You know what I mean? And yeah. But how everybody in here feeling? Before I get out of here, y'all, how y'all feeling? Big Boss Lady said, I'm enjoying myself. Thank you. I definitely appreciate you being here. Next time I would know to make sure my camera is on 100%. You feel what I'm saying? I would definitely make sure the camera is on 100%. I did bad. My apologies, chat. I am sorry. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my cue. You feel me? I'm about to tap out of here, get up off this. You feel me? Shout outs to everybody who pulled up to the function. I'm gonna open the chat room up in a couple minutes. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Feel free to pull up, connect, talk to people, vibe with people. You know what I mean? And until next time, I see y'all later.